Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to click on this video. I'm always appreciative because I know there could be plenty of multiple other things that you can be doing throughout your day. But the fact that you value your time in accepting to click on this video means a lot to me. I'm outside right now, just enjoying the beauty of God's nature. But as I was out here, I was also very reflective and decided to record a video talking about how it feels being abandoned and think we're being abandoned in this life. Have you ever felt that feeling where you're surrounded by a whole bunch of people but yet don't feel seen or understood, and as you're just coasting by with no one acknowledging you? I'm here to tell you that I know that feeling, and it is painful. But I'm happy to tell you that you indeed are not alone, and you're not abandoned. For God is with you in those moments when it feels like things are dark and no one sees you. Now, I know you may be thinking it's cliche, like you've heard it before, or maybe you haven't, but I'm here to tell you it's true. I've even had this experience. You may think, or watching this video, like, oh, I have my faith journey figured out, or I'm going to be a good example for living out the faith. But that's just not the case. The truth is, I still have my struggles and anxieties and worries as well. And this definitely was the case coming out here to go to the Netherlands to study, being in an international city, living by myself. I would oftentimes show up to university, or even in the beginning going to these social outings with people in the church and feeling totally invisible, like I was never going to get along with anyone. But I'm so glad I kept going, and I realized in those moments that I truly wasn't really alone, because God was with me every step of the way, guiding me to where I needed to be and bringing me closer to fulfillment or joy only when that's seen in trusting in Him and seeking Him and earnestly going to Him. Because when we do so and surrender, trying to do things ourselves, that's when He truly works in us. Not when we are seeking validation and praise from others. No, it's when we truly trust Him and seek Him in prayer. I remember being so isolated and so fearful of what was going to happen here in this country. I didn't know if it was going to work out, what the future holds, and what would happen during the studies, or what would even go on, or what would happen with this new church group that I'm a part of. I didn't think, I had the assumption that I was going to get along with anyone, and that I would continue just how things have been in my life before. If you haven't seen my introduction video, I'd highly go and advise you check that out, and as well as my testimony video, because it gives a background to who I am and as well as my faith journey. But if you haven't seen that video, I talked about it. I'll explain it now. Is that I grew up and very quiet and didn't have many close friends. I always felt like I was just going through the motions of life, never really making true connections besides one of my best friends. But through school and through being involved in sports, I truly didn't feel like I was seen. I was just coasting by until things were over, and then I would go back into my room and be alone with myself and my thoughts, which is really dangerous. But in those moments, thinking back now, I wasn't truly alone because it was God interacting and being there for me, even when I felt those moments. It was through conversations I had with my parents, through other family members like my grandma, being there to comfort me and guide me when things felt difficult. God often uses other people in your life to make you feel seen and validated, and to show He truly does love you. So don't ignore those conversations you have with family members, or whether it's a significant friend or someone you trust with all your confidence, and you would go to this person without second thought. Those people do matter, because oftentimes they're a reflection of what God's love for you is. God never wants to have His children feel abandoned and feel like they're isolated from the rest of the world, and that they will never find a community that is for them. That's what the evil one wants you to think. That's what this legion of demons want you to feel despair, and to feel like you're never fit in with a community and with others. But I tell you, that's not the case. Honestly, when you seek God, turn to Him in prayer. Trust in Him. I know it's difficult in the moment, but sincerely trust in God, because doing so is the first step in when you're allowing Him to really work through you and changing how you see your daily life and how to go about your daily activities. Whether also it's the people who you spend time with that really plays a factor into how you're going to react throughout the day. If you have those who are encouraging to you, that matters, because it changes your outlook about life, about how you feel, about how you want your life to go. If you are around those who don't respect you and respect your well-being, of course you're going to feel like you're isolated and closed off from the rest of the world. Sincerely ask God to make a way, and to ask for people who align with who are as a person, what your characters are, what you value in life. Because God is so loving, He wants us to have these relationships. He wants us to feel whole, to feel loved, and to be seen by not just by people of this world, but by Him, because His relationship is what matters the most. He seeks us before we even think about seeking Him. That's unique. What kind of love is that often shown in our daily interactions and throughout the world? It's rare. It truly is rare. But I know that God indeed wants this for us. He cares so much for us, and He wants that personal relationship with us. So earnestly seek Him, because I guarantee it will change your life. And I know it's even mentioned in the Bible, in the Psalms, that even though you walk in the valley of the shadow of the death, you won't be alone, because the Lord is there to guide you along the way with His iron rod, guiding His loving sheep along the way, because He indeed wants to guide His sheep home, because He cares about each and every one of us as His children, and He values the relationship we have with Him. Never forget this. Because in the end, when our things are gone, and when our time has come on earth as we pass, it will be the relationship we have with Him that keeps us at peace. Of course, our relationships we have with others, with friends and family is important. But those interactions are only fueled because God loves us. And through them, He shows His love to us. Through our family interactions, friends interactions, those who truly care about us. So remember to seek the Lord, and He will be there for us in our times of need. And I know it's difficult. I'm still working this out. I'm still in that phase where I have difficulties, trusting in the Lord and allowing Him to work through me, through the interactions I have. But I know God is faithful and good, and He always delivers on His promises for His children who truly seek Him. So earnestly try ask God for Him to work within you, and to ask Him for meaningful relationships that you want in your life. Because doing so, trusting in God and seeking Him, is the first step into allowing yourself to be changed for the better. Remember also that you are not alone. There's a difference between that fear of feeling like you're abandoned and fear of being alone. Abandoned means you're not cared for, and you're not seen by others. The fear of that is strong, but it isn't accurate because you are never abandoned. Like I said, God will never leave you abandoned. He wants to be with you always, and will be there for you always. He rejoices at those who seek Him. He rejoices that the lost sheep comes home to Him, for He's a good shepherd and He cares for all His sheep. The lost one He goes and cares for over the 99 flock He already has. Remember this. And honestly, remember that you are not alone. I care for you, but just even more than I do, God cares for you even more. If I so love and care for you, how much more will God the Father care for you and love for you and be with you in your times of need? Be steadfast to God's love and seek Him always, because He will be with you always and forever. As He says in the Gospel of Matthew, He will be with us always until the end of time. How beautiful is that? Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment about what you would like to see next or what topics that interest you, because I truly want to get better feedback from those who watch my video, the people who I'm interacting with on a daily basis. Let me know what kind of content, what you guys want to hear about, and I'll make sure to check the comments to see what's the best and what's things you guys want to hear me talk about regarding the faith. Thank you for listening again, and may God be with you always. God bless. Goodbye.